What will happen to the Singapore property market for the rest of this year and beyond? Will the property prices increase? Will the market crash? What about rental market? So in this video, I structured it to cover the property prices in Singapore and the rental market. So the timestamps can be seen in the description below if you are more interested in any parts of the topics, like, if you are more interested in the market question, you can go ahead and click on that part. Okay, so I'll be giving my opinions that will be substantiated with local news, like, the recent new launch prices, developer land bids, as well as global news, for example, on interest rate sentiments. I will also touch on the latest URA report released in the end of April, just a while ago, to give you like up-to-date statistics on the market lah. Okay, so in this video, it will be a pretty comprehensive sharing on the private residential market so far. From the latest news, I actually came up with my own analysis on the property market, what I think the property market will be heading and how it's been so far. So it's really meant to value add to my clients and summarize the market in 2024 so far, as well as the market projections in the future. Hi everyone, this is Nicole Chan. I'm a property consultant and I conduct in-depth analysis on residential properties for my clients. Okay, so let's touch on the private residential property prices first, yeah? Okay, so what we are seeing over here is that there are less completed private residential for a new launch condo as well as EC. So this shows that we are seeing, less supply going on due to less completed private residential properties going into 2025. So this is the data from URA, and this data is a projection of completed properties, meaning, can take keys and move in upon TOP lah, right? So in 2024, we're seeing like 10.5k being completed, and then moving into 2025, we're seeing, less supply of around 6k only lah. Okay, so this is one observation for a new launch condo and EC. So what about the resale supply? Okay, so looking at the resale, looking at this chart over here, we're seeing less resale and subsale transactions happening. So what does this mean? Does this mean there are less buyers, right? But prices are actually increasing, just at a slower rate. So in my opinion, I think that this is more of like a supply issue lah. Okay, so with less supply of properties being completed by next year, so just a food for thought, do you think that prices will increase? Okay, so just another observation, like for example, we see what are the recent launches, right? So recently we see Hill at One North, being launched at the RCR area lah, and these properties are, being launched at 2.6k PSF, and I think Hill wasn't very well received lah, selling only like around 3 units on the launch day itself. Yeah, okay, so I did an analysis on where you should invest in Singapore property market, so you can check out that video. After this video, I'll put it at the end screen later. So if you are looking to purchase a place and invest in Singapore, you can WhatsApp me as well, that I can advise you accordingly lah. Okay, so so back to the analysis, right? We're looking at let's do some price projection trends lah. Okay, so as I was sharing earlier about Hill at One North and Hill Shore, so these are RCR launches today. Okay, so looking at the new launch condos today, they are 2.6k PSF, and actually 5 years ago in 2019, the property prices for CCR is around 2.4k PSF when it was launched at, like for example, your 4th Avenue residences lah. So property prices today 2.6k. 5 years ago, CCR properties 2.4k PSF. Okay, so do you feel that in OCR next time in the future, like 5 years from now, could it be that it will be like 2.6k PSF? Could it be RCR prices today in the future for OCR prices? Just a food for thought lah, okay? And then, looking at the next observation over here, right? Currently, OCR prices are around 2k PSF. Like, for example, your Landor Mansion, the Mist that was launched like last year, right? So these prices are 2k PSF, OCR prices. 5 years ago, our RCR prices were 1.8k PSF. Like, for example, Park Estala, your Jadescape, all these when 2019 when it was launched lah, right? So those were RCR prices. Then what about OCR prices in 2019? Like your Florence Residence, all these 1.4k PSF. Now it's around 2k PSF already. Okay. Then now looking at currently CCR prices, like Orchard Sophia, currently, selling at 3K PSF when it was launched lah. Could it be next time your future RCR prices are 3K PSF 5 years from now? Then next time your CCR prices are like 3.5K PSF. Just a food for thought, because you see now, the launches today, CCR prices are like 3K PSF. Last time, 5 years ago for 2019 launches, right, they were like 2.4K PSF, or like I said earlier, 4th Avenue residences lah. So that these are like the new launch prices. So what about the executive condo prices, right? So this is like my own analysis lah, right? So you can see over here for executive condos, we are also seeing this trend going on of like prices really going up even for new launch executive condos, right? So in 2021, Park Greenwich was launched at 1.2K PSF. 2022, North Gaia, Copen Grand, Tenet launched at on average lah. Okay, I found an average for all these ECs 1.3K PSF. Okay, Altura in 2023 when it was launched 1.4K PSF. This year when Lumina Grand was launched 1.5K PSF. So what about your in the future next year, right? Your upcoming ones, your Tampines Street, your Parcel B, all these. Could it be even higher, 1.6K PSF, looking at the land bid prices and looking at the property prices projection, right? We are seeing this trend going on lah, right? All right, okay, so now we'll be talking about market crashing. So I think some of you guys are quite excited about this topic, right? Talking about like, wow, when is the next time the market is gonna crash? And then I see some of the comment section down below, you guys are also talking about like, signs of like market crashing, signs of market decline lah, okay? So I'll be talking about this topic on signs of market decline lah. So let's touch on the first piece of news first lah, okay? So, about how URA awarded Zion Road as well as Upper Thomson Road sites lah to the developers, right? So I think what we're experiencing here is that lower developer sentiments going on lah, and I think market watchers were generally quite shocked at the government actually awarding these lands at such low prices, especially the one at Zion Road. Okay, and then looking at the second piece of news, CCR properties like Cascaden Reserve and the residences at W Sentosa Cove relaunching at lower prices, right, just recently. So what we're seeing here is, there are like lower developer sentiments lah, and you might thinking like, why is this so, right? So my opinion is that the sales are being affected by increased in ABST. So what we are seeing here is that the government really imposing all these hurdles, and CCR properties tend to have more foreign buyers lah, right? And then with the ABST increasing, it's not helping, and the developers may be facing some issues selling the units, and that's why we are seeing like some like lower developer sentiments lah. Okay, and then just another piece of news on like the interest rates, looking at a more macro lens, right? So I think quite many people are also waiting for the interest rates to drop, but we can see over here that at this article just released and published on 29th of April, saying that there are no Fed rate cuts until 2025 lah, right? So what we are seeing here is more of like a stagnant or even potentially hawkish kind of sentiment for interest rates. So you can see at the bottom over here, right? We're seeing that like there may be like a hike rather than a cut lah. So interest rates might not decrease so soon, right? And then we are kind of experiencing like a more stagnant or even a more hawkish kind of sentiment for interest rates. So just a food for thought in terms of the demand going on. So if you have learned something in this video, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. So out of all of my viewers, 0.4% of you guys are subscribed to me. So I feel that like, thanks for the 0.4%. I think more people can consider subscribing lah. So thanks in advance for the support, and I post weekly videos on property advice. Okay, so now let's talk about the rental market. Okay, so what we're seeing over here is a declining rental rates, right? So this is also the from the same report by URA launched and released on 26th of April lah. So we are seeing this declining rental rates going on, and then basically if you are a landlord and looking to rent out your unit lah, So just a food for thought, you might want to reconsider in terms of renting out your unit, because I would say that Singapore is more of like a capital appreciation market rather than a rental market. So what this means is like, for your stocks, right? There are people who are actually making money from all the dividends, but there are also people who are making money from the prices increase for the stocks lah. So really depends on what kind of investor you are. But I would say for my clients, I would recommend more of like, the capital appreciation portion, which is where the chunk of profits will come from lah. Okay. So with high interest rates, right, like I shared earlier on the interest rates, and also falling rental rates, just a food for thought. Is it still worth it to rent out your unit, right? So the passive income return is so low that you're kind of subsidizing your tenant to stay in your house, right? And you still need to pay like your property tax lah, maintenance fees, all these lah. So I did like a simulation in terms of calculation, right? So say this is like a 3-bedroom at Eco, and then this is your monthly rental is around 4.7K, right? And then your mortgage is 3%. Currently it's around 3% now lah. So 4K in terms of mortgage, property taxes, then you add your maintenance fee, all these, and I haven't even add in like your agent fee, right, to help you to rent out your unit. And I also haven't included like your repayment costs, all these lah, and all these are actually cost involved. So just a food for thought, is it still worth it to rent out your unit, right? So if you're considering that, and you want a proper calculation on that, and say you are a landlord, feel free to reach out to me on my WhatsApp number. Okay, so if you feel that I did not cover anything, feel free to also put it in the comment section down below. Keep the engagements coming. I really enjoy the healthy debate, and also some of your thoughts lah on my sharing so far. Okay, so please like and share if you found this video useful. Subscribe for weekly property advice. If you're looking to invest in a property in Singapore, feel free to WhatsApp me as well. Thank you, and I will catch you in my next analysis. Bye bye.